Yo, honestly, Deku was way smarter than I thought. I knew once he found out who the traitor was, he was gonna offer forgiveness, offer them a way to redeem themselves. And yeah, he originally did that. But nah, he 300 IQ'd all for one. This has to be one of the smartest things. This has to be the smartest thing actually that Deku has ever done. Using Yuga as bait to set a trap for all for one. Like they was about to dispatch this man. It was about to send him to like whatever place to like test and see if he has like a bomb in him and all that, basically disregard him and everything. But the fact that Deku was able to find a chance, find hope, even after realizing that this man Hyuga was even the reason why there was so much plot happening around the school since season 1. It's crazy how he's been impacting the show since season 1 and no one knew about it. But I have to be honest with you, I feel like whatever Deku and the rest of them are planning to do to set a trap, like you have to remember early on about All For One and what he said about him having so many friends. But when he mean by friends, he mean like minions, goons, like people who serve him really. And the fact that All For One kept mentioning the fact that he has so many routes to take to get whatever outcome he wants, that has me thinking that whatever they're planning, whatever trap they have, it's just not gonna work. Because I feel like All For One has someone monitoring Yuga and his family just to see if they're still useful or not. And I feel like they're gonna realize later on that All For One already knew about their plan, and he's gonna like counter it instantly, honestly. And he's gonna counter it instantly. That's my feeling. That's really my gut feeling for real. Because I would have been more of a believer if All For One was stating that like, oh yeah, I'm confident with my one and only plan. But the fact that he's talking about multiple plans and routes he could take, that's what got me worried. Like he got something else up his sleeve. Now let's talk about Yuga actually, because this is like the first time and only time he really feels important in the show for real. Let's be honest. So we learned that he really is like Deku for real, but in an alternate, like if he had dealt with better hand. Well, I don't know. I was thinking he was dealt a bad hand. Well, I mean, looking at it now, he was dealt a bad hand because his parents really made the wrong decisions for him. It's not like he told them to work with All For One. It's like they just decided to do it themselves, and then he has to face the consequences for that. But the fact that he was quirkless like Deku, like yeah, he was in a rich family and all that, so that was like the only good hand he had. But the fact that everything else was just a bad move, him being quirkless, his parents loving him so much that they will do anything, like literally anything, like even work with All For One, which was the most oh my god, like there's no way that they didn't know who All For One is and how bad he is. Like he's literally known as the #1 villain of all time. I think that's public knowledge, right? If I'm not mistaken, like that must be public knowledge. So I don't know what in their right mind, even if it's out of love for their child, that they think that they could work with All For One, pay as much money as they can to give their son a quirk, and they think it's gonna be smooth sailing from then on and nothing else was gonna be happening. Actually, yeah, they must have known, especially since it was revealed that they lied and saying that All Might was the one who gave him the quirk. Like what? Which is so funny and ironic, because since he's quirkless, he would have been more likely to get All Might's quirk, one for all, just like Deku, if he was a bit more patient like Deku and waited for his time, his opportunity. So it's like he really didn't have any options growing up. Like he got what he wanted in terms of obtaining a quirk, but he didn't ask to work for All For One. He didn't know what was gonna be the consequences. Like it's really his parents' fault for real. And then he had to like basically follow through with the burden from his parents. Like it's crazy. So I really don't blame Yuga at all, because I feel like if Deku was in his position, it would have been the same result, honestly. And I think Deku understands that as well. At least I think, because that would make more sense into why he's offering him forgiveness and all that and giving him a chance to redeem himself. I mean, we all know it's part of Deku's nature in general, but I feel like that quirkless connection could also help justify it logically, and it's not only because they've been classmates. You know what I'm saying? That'll make a lot more sense. But yeah, now let's go back into the beginning, right? It was told that Shigaraki, I believe he lost New Order, which is very crucial. Jesus Christ, is hella crucial. Like, it seems like he's gonna get his other quirks back, but truthfully, him getting New Order would have been too much. Like, even if he had to sacrifice maybe some of his more broken quirks, like just him having new order plus other quirks, like whatever other quirks he had left. I think that would have been an upgrade for real. So like, yeah, he technically didn't get nerfed for real, but at least he didn't get an upgrade. Like that's really all Star could have done. But the thing is too though, is he wasn't even 100% last season, so we didn't really see his full capabilities for real. So like, he still got some stuff that we haven't even seen yet, so that's still worrisome. Like, damn. But now with the students, right, we see them training and all that. Of course, like the strongest ones having their team combination attack. Bakugo and Todoroki trying to develop their own new techniques. I noticed they didn't really want to show much of Deku, because Deku should be trying to like master all the quirks in his body right now, you know what I'm saying? But I'm really curious to see what Todoroki got in mind, because he's talking about like making ice and fire into one and synchronizing basically polar opposite elements into one. Like, what is that gonna do? Like, I'm very curious to see what new technique he's gonna form with that. And yeah, like, I'm really just looking forward to seeing what the hell they're planning to do in the next episode or so. Like, what's the game plan for real? Because the family state that they can't really contact All For One. Like, All For One is always gonna be the one to contact them first. So like, I wonder if they have a plan to make All For One contact them some way, somehow. Or maybe what happens is the heroes basically prep Yuga into what to say to All For One the next time they contact them. Basically, that's really the only thing I could think of in terms of their plan. Like, Yuga giving All For One false information the next time he contacts them, because really, like, it's really the waiting game for real. Like, they have to wait and see the next time All For One is gonna contact them, and hopefully by then they're gonna have a script ready to whatever info they want to spread to All For One to set a trap. I guess that's really it for real that they could do. But let's see. Do you really think Yuga is in fault here in all of this? Like, I don't really blame him as much as his parents, especially since I had to remember too that these students are students still. Like, they're like teenagers. They're like just hitting puberty and all that. You know what I'm saying? They're like still young as hell. So for real, he's just like suffering from like bad parenting, honestly. So you let me know what you think about Yuga being the traitor. Is he at fault, or do you blame his parents, or do you blame him and his parents equally? Do you think the hero's plan is gonna work against All For One? And yeah, let's have a discussion in the comment section down below. Like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.